Well, it's national anthem now.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to KUMB TV's Eyes Up Mother Brown. We are back once again for another West Ham United Premier League encounter. Hopefully, this one's going to go a little bit better than most of those previously. But anyway, we'll find out very soon. Myself, Rio, and Noam joining you this afternoon. Can't get this finger thing. Look, it's over there somewhere. And the three of us will be taking you through this afternoon's game. Without further ado, as the game is going to kick off very, very shortly, I will pass you over to Noam for the teams while I do the social media stuff. Noam, over to you, buddy. Good
afternoon, everyone. Right, we line up pretty similar to our last league game, with the main change being Cresswell in for Emerson. So we start as follows. Fabianski, Kera, Zuma, Cresswell, Sufal, Souček, Rice, Fornal, Bowen, Paqueta, and Antonio. On the bench, we have Scamacca, Lanzini, Downs, Areola, Cornet, Dawson, Ogbonna, Benrahma, and Emerson. Our host today, there was a lot of discussion about whether or not Calvert-Lewin would be fit. Apparently not. And Pickford in goal is also injured, so they start as follows: Begovic, Patterson, Cody, Tarkovsky, Mikalenko, Gay, Onana, Iwobi, Gray, Mope, and Gordon. And this afternoon's referee is Michael Oliver. There we go.
Too quick. I've not finished. Rio, let me go over to you first of all. And let me get your thoughts on today's game. What do you think of the team? And what do you, how do you rate our chances this afternoon?
Yeah, maybe I would say I was absolutely surprised that Cresswell was starting instead of Emerson, because David Moyes, once he's got his tried and trusted soldiers available, he goes to them most of the time. And what he said about Emerson over the last few weeks hasn't been necessarily complimentary, has it? But
No.
Yeah. Line up pretty much as expected. I'm marginally hopeful. You know, we've got last couple of seasons since we've been doing this particular media. We haven't lost at Goodison, which bolts the trend of a lifelong habit of West Ham suffering up in Merseyside. So
is that right? We haven't. Oh, we've been a lucky omen of sorts.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll keep the run going, and I don't rate Everton at all. So yeah, I think I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful.
Excellent. Well,
we are underway, Jets, by the way.
Okay, good stuff. No, your thoughts? I would say pre-match, but we're underway, so that's slightly not pre-match.
I think if this had been any other sort of ordinary Saturday or Sunday game, I'd have fancied this a little bit more. But I'm always wary of going for a win, the game after a European trip, a European match, particularly an away one. I think not just us. Traditionally, clubs are always a little bit, I don't know, leggy or whatever, but not quite at the races after an away trip in Europe. So I think it'll be a draw, but we have started sort of on the front foot, and we're attacking now. Just that ball from Paqueta wasn't quite enough on there, but we started off, I say strongly, but on the front foot. The ball's been in the Everton half pretty much constantly since the start. Just to want to do our usual time check, it's 1 minute, 28, 29, 30 is what I've got on the screen. So show you where I am anyway, but I'm miles ahead or behind you all.
Good stuff. We're not too far apart today. Rio, how about you? Are you sort of roughly in touch time-wise?
150. I'm on an official feed today, so yeah, I'm loving it.
Right, Rio's
mine's a couple of seconds behind because I've got it on the UHD thing, which it always seems about 2 or 3 seconds behind standard HD, the ordinary HD or even SD. So I think so.
All right, Rio, it's over to you then for any urgent updates that you feel you need to bring to everybody's attention.
Update already.
Okay.
Onana, who we was heavily linked with during the summer and come very close to signing. I've just seen his Barnet, and I'm really glad we didn't. It's just shocker.
Today on Barnet Watch, we have Amadou Onana top of the list.
Now,
Any
we're on the burst here. Fornals has intercepted a ball. He's gone on a run. I just can't thread it through to Parqueta. Nearly goes for corner. I think they've just managed to. Cody's managed to keep that out. But loose ball there. Fornals went storming forward. And I think just ran out of options. He was trying to thread it through at Parqueta, but just ran into traffic. So I think it's a throw in we've got there, is it? Or is it? Did he keep it in? Or no, it's a corner. It's a corner. So a corner at West Ham on our left. Near post, but it doesn't beat the first person. How many times do I have to say that in a season? And it's puffed long, and it's actually all the way back now with Fabianski. Sorry, I won't say Areola. Fabianski. Yeah, this switching of goalkeepers is confusing for an old person like me.
3.5 minutes gone. Anyway, we should say hello and welcome to everybody joining us live on the stream. Good to have you with us, as always. Who have we got on the line at this time? We've got Nick Freckle. Hi, Nick. Steve. Hello, Steve. Good to see you. Jim, once again, coming live and direct from Adelaide. Dan and Tony, good to see you, gentlemen. And everybody else who's joining us this afternoon for this live extravaganza from Merseyside. We missed the minute silence, gentlemen, but by all accounts, it was well observed by by both sets of fans.
I don't think we got quite the full minute, because I think there were a couple of boos, literally one person going boo couple of times, and whether or not that was a full minute, I wasn't really counting, I'll be honest. But let's say it wasn't the full 30-odd thousand, whatever they get there, singing the national anthem either. It seemed a bit mixed. So, but certainly wasn't as quiet as it was earlier on today for the Brentford Arsenal game, where you could have heard a pin drop, literally.
Yes. Well, how did that one finish? Was it 3-0 in the end to Arsenal?
3-0, yeah.
It was 3. Yeah. Comfortable win for the Gooners there. Hopefully we'll be saying the same for us come the end of this afternoon. Sorry, I'm not quite with you. I'm doing some background bits and bobs here while so I'll leave it to you two guys to carry the news.
Yeah. Everton in possession at the moment and trying to work a ball through, but Soufal's try to play it kind of down the line, and Soufal's just blocked that off. So again, ball out on the left wing. Soufal's got a foot on that, and it's just hit the corner flag to go out for a throw in. That was nearly a corner, but it blew away. Nice little touch earlier on, nothing to do with the match really, but as the players were lining up for I think for the silence and stuff, one of the Everton mascots, the little girl, was clearly feeling the cold there, and the Everton player who was stood directly behind her took off his tracksuit top and put it around her arms, which that was a nice little touch. Cross now from the right into Fabianski's got that all day, no problem. So cross from deep on the right. So Everton first attempt to really, maybe it was a long ball earlier on that Fabianski came out and dealt with, and that's really sort of where we are. No real attempts really, other than those so far. Both sides sort of just trying to gauge what everyone's like. We started perhaps the slightly brighter of the two in the first minute or two, but it's
very poor ball by Souček.
Sorry,
Souček got caught out in possession there. Awful ball picked up by Everton. He won't surge into the box, but Fabianski's dealt with it by knocking the ball out of play. Yeah, awful pass by Souček.
Yeah, was trying to play it back there to just trying to see what happened there with Iwobi. Well, Fabianski came out to Iwobi and spread himself. Iwobi tried to take it around him, and his first touch was just too hard. Just put it out for a goal kick. So it's good goalkeeping by Fabianski, because he he forced Iwobi wide without actually making the foul. Now, Bowen's
Close, Rio. Close.
oh,
Very close.
very,
Jared Bowen picked up the ball, surged to the right-hand side, pulls it across, looking for Antonio. But Everton defender gets there first, almost knocks his own net, but it's gone out for a corner. Very good play by Jared Bowen. Hopefully that's a signs that he's shooting back to a little bit of form in the league here.
that was dreadful defending by Mikalenko. I mean, it was good Mikalenko, sorry. Great play by Bowen, but Mikalenko was awful there. Corner comes across. Oh. In swinging corner, they're dealt with not very comfortably, I'd say, by Begovic, although Everton have cleared it. But we've retained the ball, but nearly. And I think that's gone out. Yep, so I throw it to Everton.
Good to see that from Jared, but not seen an awful lot of him, have we, so far this season? It's nice to see good signs anyway.
Cresswell was down his haunches there just a second ago. He's deep in Everton territory while the play's gone on. He's sort of hobbling back now. It's his hometown, isn't it, Liverpool? I'm not sure which team he supported as a kid up there, but
yeah, it's an interesting one. Watching that, he's just gone to collect a ball on the left hand side of the field, and he's just kind of pulled up a bit. I don't know if he's sort of stepped awkwardly or whether that's a hammy. I mean, I'm assuming it's not hammy because he wouldn't be trying to run it off as he is at the moment. But definitely want to keep an eye on for the next few minutes or so.
Everton worked the ball down their left, and cross was fired across there by Gray. I thought it was it took a little flick off Soufal through his legs, but it went straight across. Difficult to see how that evaded any touches in the middle, but it went out for a throw on the other side. And Everton sort of beginning to sort of put some pressure on. Low cross in from the right, but that's dealt with by Cresswell, who seems to have recovered from whatever it was ailed him. So I called it to Everton.
Been quite a lively opening, all in all. No, we haven't really had any chances yet.
We had the first couple of minutes, but Everton the last couple of minutes have been putting a bit of pressure on. Soufal clears the corner. Fornals runs over it, and Everton got the ball back. Now, Paqueta's been pulled up here. It's on the right, but it's been given us a free kick. Let's see if there's any contact here because he dragged it back. Yeah, sorry, he has caught him. So it looked like one of those. It was Gray on the right hand side this time. Dragged it back and it looked like he'd sort of slipped, but no, there was contact. The original angle, it looked a little bit perhaps iffy, but no, fair enough. Free kick. Dangerous position, right hand side, sort of level with the penalty spot, just outside the penalty area. So it goes. Crossed in. And, that was a free header there for Anana. See what you mean, Ria. It's about the hair. I hadn't really thought about the hair, but
£38 million buys a pudding bowl or two by the look of it.
Yeah, it does look like that, yeah. The last few minutes, it's not been great. That's a bit naughty. I think Paqueta might pick up a yellow for this one. It's just gone straight through the back of. A bit lucky to get away with a yellow there, I'd say. Just watching it now. Yeah, it's Ghana. It's just, I think that might have been a yellow, Rio. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got distracted by something. Didn't quite say. I think he got away with it, didn't he?
He got away with it, but just saying, I think that might. I think that ought to have been. They overhit the free kick, and it goes out for a throw in, shepherded out by Rice. He's just got through the back of him, and I thought Oliver was going to book him there because he wouldn't add a word, but he didn't. he hasn't produced any cards, or if he did, it was off camera and they haven't noticed it. So now West
So
Ham,
it's an
can we
absolutely
get a bit of
dreadful free
possession?
kick that resulted from it. It's gone straight out into touch. Awful,
Yeah, great.
awful free kick.
Great ball from Bowen out left here, but Fornals has run it. He's got it back and forced a throw in. So now looks, is that Bowen down?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, I think. Oh no, he's having a word with Garner. That's not Garner, the one who's on the bench. It's Ganner. Oh, he's gone right on his ankle from the side. Yeah. As Bowen played that really great ball, and yeah, Oliver spotted that, and Wave made the advantage hand signal, so he was aware it happened. And he had a word with Garner. Well, he's not looking too happy, but
Okay, he's walking away right now.
he's walking away now, though. But it was one of those ones that's you're gonna have a nice bruise on there in the morning, I think. A couple of stub marks, depending on what sort of footwear's being worn.
Rio, you were saying at the top of the show that we've traditionally not had very good luck up at Goodison Park over the years. One of the things we do like to do is look back at past fixtures against our opponents. What particularly stands out for you, gentlemen, in terms of years gone by against Everton? Rio, I'll start with you.
It's a mixture of good and bad. Personally speaking, I have traumatic memories of the 6-0 thrashing up there, which was in 1999, which I remember for numerous reasons. Most of all being that we left on platform 13 from King's Cross that day, or Euston, I can't remember, and, which was always a bad sign. And on the way back, my missus phoned me up and said, I'm pregnant, so with my first child. So, bit of a shocker that day. But recent years, we the 3-2.
Getting some laughing in the background there.
Yeah, well, that's the best noise she's made in the last 15 minutes.
More recently,
one of the memories of recent times, the Dimitri Payet comeback win.
Yes,
the last couple of years and all. And the one when we first did Eyes Up was the day the Tomek Souček potato salad incident, wasn't it?
Oh, is that right? Oh, is that the potato salad?
Yeah, but recent years, I was just looking at recent years, our form there has been pretty impressive, to be honest.
Yeah.
Before that, it was an absolute shocker of a place to go to. But, last few seasons, we've really picked up our form now.
Noam, how about you? Home or away? You can have either.
I'll give you one of each then. And I can't remember the year, but there was one where it was a New Year's Day, and I somehow managed to get what was left of my body up to the station to get up there. Tim Breaker scored very early on. I think I might be right in saying it was the first goal in the country all year. And I was trying to watch this game, but we won 1-0, and it was I don't remember much about the game though, just being sort of completely hungover. And another one just for what happened in it was the cup game with Adrian's gloves and
of
the
course
penalty shootout. It always makes me smile when I see that.
Good stuff. Let us know, you guys watching on the stream, your particular favourite memories of games versus Everton, or conversely, if you've got any horrific memories of playing Everton, let us know. Of course, you've named all the best ones, but so I'm going to have to go back quite a while to the 1980 FA Cup semi-final replay. Of course, the greatest ever West Ham song was born that night.
Yes.
Frank Lampard, the proper Frank Lampard, that is, ran round the corner flag to celebrate scoring the winning goal deep into extra time at the end of that game. And of course, the rest is history. But anyway, back to today's game. We are about, where are we now? 17 and a bit in? 17
and a quarter minutes in. Pretty even. Oh, good cross in there, but that's dealt with. Oh, well, Bowen tries to play it back to Sufal, hits it far too hard. Sufal does very well to save the corner there from that. Throw-in's been taken already, and that's played by Bowen to get a foot in. So showing no ill effects from that ankle thing. Now Antonio's got the ball. He's got a bit between his teeth. Oh, unlucky. Antonio at his best and worst there, if you like. Got the ball and went on a lung-bursting run, shaking off the defender. Managed to turn, spotted the run on his right, but just didn't quite get the ball through to him. I'm not sure he was making that run, but it was a good little break. Fantastic, Antonio.
Also, a huge credit. I think they're known to Jared Bowen for nipping the ball away
won the ball
the first
deep
place
in
and
that.
putting Owen in, Antonio in, should I say?
Yeah,
but, good signs anyway, Rio. Good signs.
Yeah, actually knocking the ball around quite nicely now. Bowen looks a bit livelier today, which is a really good sign because he's been shocking form in the league.
Yeah,
but yeah, at the moment we're playing some nice football, knocking the ball really well, and yeah, Declan Rice with a lovely crossfield pass to Sufal. Yeah, the shoots are promising. We haven't played this fluidly for a long while in the league. I know it's only a couple of minutes spell, but signs are promising.
Yeah, it's looking good. Knocking the ball around nicely, as Rio says. Could do with a goal though. Did you get the feeling here, Noam, that this is going to be what given their frailty at the moment, Everton, if we can score first, that it's going to play a huge part in denting their morale at least.
Yeah, of my thoughts, score first in this one, and I mean, we're 1-0 up at half time. And turn your volume up to listen to see what the Everton crowd are going to be thinking of it. So, yeah, some good little spell of possession now, and some nice play down the left hand side. Crosses blocked, so we get I think it's our second corner of the day.
Do you want to say it now? No.
What?
First man, just to get.
Oh yeah, I'll get it out of the way. Yeah, I think Fornals took the first one. Cresswell's on this one, so we might have the it might be the first man to go straight to the keeper's gloves. But lots of players on the edge of the box. Corner comes across. It didn't quite beat the first man. It was still putting it near post, but that was Onana. Getting the header away back for another corner under pressure. So let's see what Cresswell can do this time. Very crowded in the box there. Gets a little bit further. It's come off, but it's gone another corner. Crowd of players went in for it. And it just looped up in the air off Lord knows who, and another corner on the opposite side signalled. That's so we've had 5 so far to Everton's 1, according to the graphic, powered by some IT company I've no intention of mentioning the name of. Another one comes across, punched away by Begovic to the edge of the box. Oh, now that was travelling. Cresswell had a volley from the edge of the box. Looked on target, but it's hit another over to Begovic. Punched it, not very convincing. Cresswell, that was travelling, but blocked on the edge of the box.
Begovic hasn't looked comfortable the corners so far.
Yeah. Cresswell, another corner then. busy afternoon for him so far.
Corner number 6. Yeah, you're right, Ray. I agree with you. Begovic looks a little bit dodgy on aerial things up to now.
Corner now comes out to the penalty spot. Now Everton on the break, and this is what we don't like to see, especially again the other night. That's a good run by Gray, but there's cover there, and it's put away for a throw-in. But whilst we look dangerous from corners up that end, we also, from time to time, and like the other night, we discovered we can look dangerous at our own end. Sufal came across all the way from the right-hand side to cover that run from Gray.
Also, no, huge credit to Lucas Paqueta. Made a lung bursting 60-yard run to get didn't make a challenge, but he held was it Gray up for, enough to allow Soufal to come over and intercept. So excellent stuff. I mean, that's what you want to see. We've heard that a lot about Paqueta, haven't we? That he's a grafter as well as a tactically and not tactically, sorry, technically superb player. And I think we've just seen a good example of it there. But good stuff all round from the Hammers. Craven, hello, Craven, hello, Bob. Sorry, Rio, go on.
No, I think the phrase was he's a warrior and a wizard. And judging by the beard, the wizard bit is more in essence.
Maybe he's going to reveal a big cape or something, at some point to show the other side. But Craven says, got a feel for Skamaka and Downs. Not sure why Morse hasn't started these two. Neither can be happy. Downs must be wondering why he bothers playing well if he will get benched. Gentlemen, do we think that Downs or Skamaka should have started this afternoon instead of, I guess, Souček or Antonio?
After you, Rio?
On this occasion, no. I think Antonio, because he was rested more or less on Thursday, and also Skamaka's coming back from a bit of an illness. Again, David Moyes likes his tried and trusted, and Everton a bit frail at the back. And the power and pace of Antonio is going to cause problems. So no for Skamaka. And Downs, it just doesn't look as if Moyes trusts him fully yet. I thought he had a really good game against FCSB, but strange he didn't feature until the very late on Thursday night. So obviously Moyes doesn't trust him, and Souček, you're going to get with him.
I think just before Noam offers his opinion, it was pointed out that Downs had a slight knock, which is why he didn't feature on Wednesday. So on that specific one, I don't think we can criticise the selection too much. No, what do you think about Skamaka and Downs?
Well, Skamaka in particular is going to need time to acclimatise to the Premier League, which is why it's kind of ideal to start him in the European games, because it's when he's fit and everything, it's his game sort of thing. That usually the style of opposition is sorry, just putting the game a bit there, but it's more what he's used to a little bit, I'd say. So I've got no problems with him being on the bench and getting acclimatised. Downs, again, as Rio said, very, very good against FCSB. But is he our first choice in there? I think the Souček Rice sort of axis is fairly well established, and they know each other, and it's just sort of watching Rice on picking up a loose ball there that could have been nasty. Yeah, I mean, would you necessarily move Souček or Rice out for Downs? Not at the moment, I think.
No, I wouldn't either. I'll go along with both of you for those. But I mean, this is the thing. It's difficult because he's received a lot of criticism, hasn't he, David Moyes, for not playing the new players more. But you've got to kind of balance that against incorporating these players into the team. You can't, you cannot throw 5 or 6 players into a team and expect them to gel straight away. These things take time. To coin a lyric from one of Noam's favourite writers, Morrissey, in case you're wondering. And yeah, probably some old 60s kitchen sink film. It's usually the case, isn't it? But anyway, we've got a corner. Anyway, enough of that.
Country of Western, but
yes.
Corner at West Ham, by the way. I'm losing count now. That's 7 or 8. Bowen takes, and good header, but I think it's Paqueta got on the end of it. Look, yeah. Got up well, got a decent header, but it was looping a little bit and didn't really test Begovic. But that's the first time we've actually got on a header on the end of one of our corners, however many they may be at the moment. So,
I think if all players you waited on the end of it, Paqueta's probably the last one, wasn't it, really?
Yeah. Perhaps he could have a shoulder transplant off Dawson.
That's, I think, is that 7 or 8 corners now. We've not really threatened them at all, have we? Which is pretty disappointing. We'd have expected 5 goals by this time last season with so many corners, but not happening this year.
What was that? Jesus.
Oh, so I'm catching up with the with Mrs. Rio. Yeah, Antonio's just been wrestled to the ground by Cody. I mean,
I wasn't sure if something had happened at home there domestically.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether to comment or not.
actually, I say wrestled.
No.
I say wrestled to the ground. Cody stuck his thigh right across Antonio and given a little shove in the back just to help him over. Cody's got a yellow, but when you saw the replay that from the angle we saw right in front of Lampard, who was somehow protesting against that one, which took us through that protest. Then what precisely do you think was wrong with the yellow card? Not a subtle challenge. But that's Antonio. A couple of times today he's got his foot in and he's gone on those runs. As now, Paqueta, well spotted, ref. Mikalenko, Paqueta lost the ball to Mikalenko, but he had the shirt pulled off his back. I say well spotted. I'm looking at it again. It's just so yeah. Paqueta at the moment, though, he does seem to be taking a little bit more time on the ball than he actually has. A couple of times where he's gone forward and he's sort of looking where to play the ball and somebody's nipped in and nicked it off him.
Are you referring to Dan's comment by perchance, Noam, in the live chat, because he mentioned that about a minute ago to say that he felt.
No, I'm not. I haven't seen the live chat, but great minds think alike, obviously. But
indeed.
Anyway, the free kick comes in from Sufa. It's terrible. It doesn't even make the penalty area. It's lobbed back in. Antonio's it's well shepherded by the defender in the end, but yeah. Well, Irobi Gray rather, does well to keep hold of the ball there and Everton keep possession. But,
that was a shocking free kick. I'm not quite sure that was worse than any other corners so far, but it was pretty appalling stuff. Going back to what we were saying earlier, chaps, about games gone by, here's one for you. Laffers says Rooney scoring from the halfway line sticks in the memory as a tough night.
That was Man United, wasn't it? That was when he was playing for Man United.
Who he scored for?
Yeah,
I remember it right in front of me because it was right on the halfway line
he fouled Tompkins as well. I mean, everyone was raving about it, but there's this big two-handed shove in the back. Tompkins goes flying, and then he just follows it in. Everyone's going, "Oh, what a great goal!" Hang on a minute.
He did. Indeed.
I think he did score for Everton when on his return here, didn't he, from the halfway line?
It might be. I think maybe he does it twice then. Yeah, the one I was thinking.
Yeah.
Never liked him.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. You're right. There was he did it twice, didn't he?
So what was the Tompkins one? Was that Man U or Everton? Because
that's the Tompkins one was Man U, where he just it was an evening game and ball was played up. Tompkins was going to head it, and he just kind of flattened him. Yeah.
Yeah, it was right in front of us, that one.
But it was like, oh no, we'll ignore that because the finish was good. Well, no.
No, it didn't get much mention to it. Laffer says he scored twice from the halfway line against us once for Man U.
Right, yeah.
There you go, confirmation.
Yeah,
from,
I put the other one out of my mind.
CM says, at last I found a live broadcast where they're talking about what's happening in the game. Well, you must have joined at a rare occasion then, CM, because...
Well, soon put a stop to that.
Well, good to have you on the stream anyway, my friend. I hope you stick with us. And Dan says, again with the shirt pulling, I hate this in modern football. 31 and a half minutes gone. Everton 0, West Ham United 0.
Just saying, I think a couple of times he's on the ball now, not that was on the ball. That's a goal kick in the end. Soufal, a couple of times where they've tried to got past him, and he's done very well to sort of get his body between player and ball and win the ball back. He did it just a couple of seconds ago. And having not a bad game, I think.
Yeah, just keep him away from...
Sorry, Rio, go on.
Just keep him away from free kicks. Apart from that free kick, it's been pretty exemplary.
Again, I managed to block that out of my mind as well. That was only a few minutes ago.
It's 7 corners, no, I can confirm.
Yeah.
Well, at least that's what the BBC is telling me right now. So, Yeah, 7 corners in 30 minutes. That's must have set some kind of precedent. I wouldn't imagine we've done that or enjoyed
No,
that
we
many
had.
times in the past.
I could wonder actually the way Cresswell was wandering over. He's just wandering over to take the throw in, but he was wandering over by Moyes, and I just thought for an awful second that whatever it was that he was suffering from earlier on might look for a second he might be wandering over sort of permanently, but it was just to take the throw in. So now Paqueta dallies on the ball again on the edge of the box a little bit too much, and a brilliant tackle from Rice to break up the Everton breakaway though. Oh, and then terrible ball inside it as Fornals to start up another Everton move. Sometimes our passing, like it was then, just has been dreadful.
Great tackle that
Dangerous
by
cross in there, but it's cleared. But Everton again put a little bit of pressure on. Paqueta though, superb work. Patterson tried to go
Interesting,
down
actually. No, talking about Paqueta, we were saying on Thursday night we barely saw him in the first half, did we? He barely got a touch, and yet it's almost the complete opposite today. He's been involved in pretty much everything so far, dallying a little bit on the ball, but it's good to see him. It might kind of suggest that he's getting more in tune with the team and adapting to the pace of the Premier League a little more.
Yeah, I think he's doing better as we mentioned his what was Rio's called Dungeons and Dragons or whatever it was, wizards and things. It was oh, come on, sorry, Antonio just dallies and gets robbed as we could have had a break there. He's doing better in his defensive duties today than he is when we're going forward. Looking
Another
shout
for Declan Rice there. Great tackle on the edge of the box a few moments ago.
Yeah,
superb to break up play there.
Yeah, Everton putting in a couple of dangerous looking crosses. There's some good defensive work there. In the back, Kera there just, but it's coming straight back in, and it was very deep, and I think it was Gordon, wasn't it? Yeah, Gordon couldn't really do much. Tried to play it in, but just basically played out for a goal kick. But that was a good little spell for Everton there.
Kalnor says that Fornals hasn't been at his best so far. Needs to stop losing the ball. Another one, Rio, isn't he? Really, that hasn't sort of sparkled at all yet this year, Pablo. And of course, we're all big fans of him.
Well, sorry, Oliver's seen that, and he's that's just crap refereeing. Antonio's been pulled down by the neck and nothing given, and the ball's played out by Everton, and Zuma's sort of in on the back. Challenge fairly similar to the one that Antonio just got pulled down. Suddenly it's now a free kick. Go figure. There were 2 players around Antonio, and one had his arm round his back, pulled him right back. Yeah, you do wonder about these people.
Rio, Fornals?
Yeah, he's one of the strange ones this season. He's looked good in fits and starts, but he hasn't completed the whole 90 minutes where he's looked pretty exemplary. We've seen it a lot in the European games, and when he's come on as impact sub, he's looked really lively, changed the course of the games. But from the start, he's been not his usual self, and the same could be said of Jarrod Bowen. Most of the team, actually, we haven't actually put a solid 90-minute performance together this season. So, there's something to be wagered to quite a few of our players.
No, with that, I mean, Fornals not been himself. Another one, as Rio says this year, does he deserve to keep his place in this team, given that we've got, competition at the moment?
Sorry, every time every time the ball gets played to Antonio with his back to goal, there's a pull on him, and he's getting nothing. But held it up well there and was able to. Fornals, yeah. Who would you put in his place? Is my first question. And I think I'd stick with him for the time being, so I think he will come good. Yeah. Sorry, I was just going up there because there was a dangerous looking cross, but Begovic cut it out quite easily.
In terms of tactics, we've not really touched on this yet, gentlemen. The BBC and one or two of the other media sources couldn't quite agree on what sort of setup we were going to be playing. So 3-4-3 mentioned, 5-3-2, 5-4-1. What do we make of what we're seeing?
I think it's a back four, really.
Yeah, it's a definite back.
Sorry,
Back
another
four, yeah.
promising break and a rubbish ball puts it to end. Sorry.
Yeah, so flat back four, we reckon today.
Absolutely, yeah. 4-9's doing the work on the left-hand side. Paqueta kind of floating around. He's not really offering direct support right behind Antonio. He's kind of flitting between looking to come deep and driving forward. So very much a free roll. But yeah, Bowen right-hand side, 4-9's left. Souček and Rice being the fulcrums in the middle.
Everton corner at the moment, which stemmed from the fact that Bowen had a nice promising break and then tried to play a ball to Antonio, which was behind Antonio and never looked like getting to him. Corner comes across, kicked up in the air, but it's up in the air, and Fabianski sort of loops out and comes and claims it and puts an end to that nonsense. It's one of those ones where it's just kept getting played backwards and forwards across with looping, not really crosses, sort of just generally played into the box, hopefully.
Yeah, good work from Fabianski there to come and claim that. Haven't really been called upon yet, has he, in this game? Same could be said for Begovic, I guess, of course. But
no, the keeper,
early days,
really,
yeah, of course, early days.
It's been pretty much end-to-end stuff, but there's been no clear-cut chances, is there?
No, it's a strange game. Very strange.
A lot of corners. Our delivery's been absolutely woeful today, and that's something we normally actually excel at. So that's something that's really going to be kind of addressed, because that threat from our game being taken away is probably contributing to a bit of our slump this season.
On the bright side, it means we don't see that blessed graphic from Sky every 5 minutes.
I'm missing it now.
Quick match stats for you. 57% possession to Everton, 43 West Ham. Everton 2 shots, none on target. West Ham 3 shots, 1 on target. That would be the Paqueta header, I guess, on 27 minutes. Everton 2 corners, West Ham 7 so far. 40 minutes gone, 0-0. And there's a lull. There's a lull in the studio.
Well, there's a free kick given against Soufal, which let's say that again. He's got it at the back of Gordon, and I don't. One of those ones where footballers will complain, but yeah, I think it's a foul. I don't think he's got really anything to be complaining about. Anyway, on the left-hand side of the penalty area from Everton's perspective, and about 6 yards from the goal line. So there we go. Gray will take it, playing at the box, and lots of people look as if they want to go for it. Nobody actually does, and it goes straight up for goal kick.
That camera angle has just shown something for me I've not really noticed before. I think living in East London, the fact that West Ham has made Soufal prematurely bald, because there's a bit of a patch development back of his head. It's just not really seen that before.
See, whenever I come on here, there's Rio, there's Gray, there seems to be a strange preoccupation with people's hairstyles. I can't think why.
Well, I'm not jealous of the Anana one, but the Soufal kind of, the Soufal kind of receding patch. I'm just worried about him, because he didn't look like that when he joined us. I'm sure of it. But yeah, it's a definite sign there that he's the stress is getting to him.
Well, let's face it. You played in defence for West Ham. You're going to have a few worry lines, aren't you?
Yeah, it's true. It's enough to make anyone's hair fall out. That is, I would imagine. Damari Gray and Anana seem to be having a bit of a hair off. Seem to have very similar hairstyles. While we're on the subject, got to say it's not been mentioned before, but there seems to be something going on there with the older bowl type haircuts.
Well, they got Gray,
Um,
they got Iwobi and Anana. Looked like they used to be in Shalimar, didn't they?
What was his name? Jody Watley. That was Shalimar, wasn't it?
Everyone on the stream under 40 going, huh?
No, he wrote fly fishing, didn't he?
Fly fishing by Jody Watley. Jody Watley.
Yeah. Go in the evening, you'll have a night to remember. Yeah, I know.
Look it up on the internet if you don't know what we're talking about. Getting close to half time anyway. 43 minutes gone. Still Everton nil, West Ham United nil. And my stream's packed up. Give it a refresh.
Yeah, Everton have a throw in which looks like they want to take the extra next 2 minutes to take it, but now Antonio picks up a loose ball. Now what can he do with it? Plays it to Sufal down the line. Sufal plays it down the line to Antonio, who's good covering there by Tarkowski. Just comes across and gets there just before Antonio. They try to keep it in. Sufal's won it back. Tries to get across in, and that's gone for how many corners, Graham?
Oh, that'll be number 8 now. I think we're up to 8.
Yeah.
Ballon Dawson says 2 poor teams out there today. And Clever Trevor adds, have we been first to any ball in any challenge? Well, gentlemen, have we?
I haven't been counted, to be honest. We've won a few and looked dangerous from the break and then lost it. So that's been the story of our half at the moment. Corner comes in. Rice heads it back in to keep it alive. Fornals, that's a clever header from Fornals out wide to Bowen to keep possession. And Fornals, what can he do? Cresswell's weighing up a few options. Gets a ball in and plays it in. And that was Zuma, actually, sort of stayed up from the corner. Stooped down and got a low little header. A little bit higher, it might have been caused Begovic a bit of problems, as it was, straight into his hands. A chance of sorts, and I guess on your stat that'll be on target. Referee's adding just the single minute for stoppages. Single minute, which probably shouldn't be added, but I've been paying attention, haven't I, sort of thing.
I can tell you that's the second effort on target, and they've both been from West Ham. Paqueta's header in the 27th minute, Zuma's header in the 45th. So that's the grand sum of our shots on target. Everton, I don't know if you want to turn up that volume, Noam, in just a moment, just to see what the reaction is from the Everton fans. But I doubt they're going to be too pleased with their tally of 2 shots and none on target so far in the first half anyway.
Yeah, it's wouldn't say this has been the most entertaining of 45 minutes so far, if one is honest.
I guess from a West Ham perspective, Noam, that the hope is that we can repeat Thursday night and enjoy a much better second half, which we've done. Actually, thinking about that, has there been some sort of change? Because I seem to remember these streams last year, and there's quite a few occasions on which we were complaining about how poor our second halves have been in comparison to the first. This year, or at least in the last few games, it seems to have been flipped on its head, where we're not starting particularly well, but looking better as the game wears on.
I give you Thursday night in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
against that one, we were terrible.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
yeah.
But the week
not
before,
much
it
of
was
a reaction, by the way. I turned the volume up. Not much of a reaction. Okay. Sort of a muted, applause-y. It's half time, is it? Thank God for that. We go and get a pie or something like that. So, two sides cancelling each other out. There, that summed up that one.
Rio, quick summary of the what you've seen in the first half there.
How can I put it without being kind of scything towards Premier League football at the moment? That's 2 awful sides at the minute. We started kind of brightly. We've knocked the ball around quite well in periods, but we're lacking that cutting edge. Our our lack of ability from set pieces, which has been complete opposite to the last 2 seasons, is taken away from our goal threat. And we really need to get the delivery done properly. And also, when the ball does get in past the first man, which obviously hasn't been that often over the last few weeks, we need to get the right players at the end of it. Because today, the headers in front of Paqueta, who really you don't want to be heading the ball. We're moving the ball around nicely at times, but we're lacking a threat. And Everton just look a poor side. They haven't really tested us at all. What I'd like to see in the second half is Moyes get into our players' ears and particularly bring up the fact that Begovic, when the crosses and corners do come in, it does get near the keeper. He looks decisively uncomfortable. So when we get those opportunities presented to us, make the delivery better, test the keeper, make him work. Because if we can exploit his weakness, that's where we're going to get our goal.
Good stuff. Good summary of what we've seen so far. Let's talk about that, actually. No, we've kind of made a bit of a joke about it in the first half, and in fact, in the last few weeks, that our deliveries from set pieces have been particularly poor in recent times. The only difference, as far as I can see, in terms of personnel, is Craig Dawson not being out there. Why? What's gone wrong? What's the problem? Why are we not profiting from these as much as we did last season, in your view?
I don't think the absence of Dawson in the box is making any difference, because we're not getting the balls into where he would have been in any case.
Right.
So I think there's been a deliberate shift, because we had a sort of plan when we scored that. We went through that spell that, where every time we got a corner, Sky flicked the switch on that graphic. And the ball was played into the box in certain areas, and there was certain, Dawson, that run from deep that he likes so much. And I think teams kind of got a little bit wise to that, maybe started blocking off the Dawson run a bit more.
Right.
So, for Dawson, would Zuma do that? I'm sure he could. Kero, I don't know enough of. I'm sure he could do those runs. But I think we've had a little bit more of a deliberate shift towards playing in near post, getting the flick across and seeing somebody come in, either at the back post or more centrally, depending where the flick goes. But to do that, you've got to find your player at the near post. And if the only player you're finding at near post is an opponent, well, you ain't going to score. So,
because we did score a couple of goals like that last. I mean, I remember, was it Zuma or Ogbonna who scored against Liverpool from the near post header? Was it Zuma, I think, wasn't it?
Zuma,
our place last year. So that has proven reasonably successful. Of course, we scored. Dawson was a near post header, wasn't it? You could say last Thursday over in Denmark. Yeah. So we are profiting from those, but to have 8 corners, Rio, in that first half, and as Gnome's pointed out already, not threaten the opposition on one single occasion, it's pretty poor return.
There was one cross that Begovic, it went close to Begovic, and he was under pressure and he didn't cope with, which was one, I think it came out to Cresswell, who had that volley that went away from that. That was in that spell where we got corner after corner. But as I say, I think that it looks like there's a tactical switch to it. It ain't working.
Rio, thoughts on that?
It's like a lot of things this season. We're trying to switch things around a little bit, and nothing seems to have stuck yet.
Do we not need to then? Is that unnecessary dabbling by Moyes and the team?
Well, we need to change things up, because as no one rightly pointed out, the team's going to wise up to us on our ability from set pieces. They're going to work on that and work on defending it and make it a lot harder for us. Yeah. But that should exploit other areas for us to kind of take advantage of. And that's just not happened yet. The main issue for me is the lack of delivery. Whoever's tried, Bowen, Fornells, Cresswell today, and neither of them have really put them in the right area. I think the only one we've really come close to making a success of was the one that I think from Bowen, which actually swung underneath the crossbar. Apart from that, when it comes to our defenders and the attackers getting on the end of it with a header, we're not even like beating the first man at times. And you know,
Right.
the delivery has to be better for us to get anywhere in this game. I think the highlight of the game for me so far is not even football related. I've got to give props to Big Frank here because that wreath he brought on before the game looked like a highly decorated cake, and he managed not to eat it. So well done, Frank.
We had to get one in somewhere, didn't we?
The cheap cake, but there you go.
Always the best. Always the best. Just having a quick look at your comments. Hobo says fairly underwhelming. Ray Deeble says, well, I can't read that one, but he's not impressed. No one has any ideas. He says. CD says clean sheet so far. Let's be positive. It's a fair point. You know, we've kept them at arm's length. 2 shots, Everton only. Not a single shot on target. Steve Spraggs, the venerable Cockney Hammer, says, hi team, can you give me a heads up on how we're getting on? Well, that's probably the last 30 seconds. It's probably just summed it up, Steve, where we haven't conceded. Let's put it that way. And we've kept Everton at bay, but we haven't exactly threatened at the other end either. Goalless at the moment for those of you just tuning in. Anyway, CM asking, who would you sub at half time? You can't say all of them. No, I'm over to you first. Should we be making changes now, or is that a little bit too early at this stage?
I'm not sure I'd change anything just yet, but
Right.
Give it sort of 5-10 minutes second half. Bowen's been very, very quiet. That early thing earlier on where he had a cross cut out from where he got the better of Mikalenko. Although, to be fair, Mikalenko really beat himself, to be honest, at dreadful defending. He's been very quiet. Fornals has been very quiet, but it's again, who do you bring on for them? And you know, you've got to be fairly certain that whoever comes on is going to be going to cause difficulties. You know, maybe Ben Rama. Ben Rama might want to run at them a little bit. We've seen when Antonio runs at them with his, you know, with those sort of powerful runs, they're not quite. They don't quite know how to deal with him. He's had a couple of those, not as many as I'd liked, but yeah, difficult one. It's yeah.
But hold fire for you for now, you reckon? Just sit tight and see what happens.
Yeah.
To some. Rio, would you be making any changes at this point? Anyone that stands out?
No, nothing at this moment. The one I would look at, give it 10-15 minutes. If Fornals doesn't pick up the pace, you'd bring him on. Bring Cornet on for him, but you put on the right hand side to attack Mylenko, because Mylenko defensively looks very suspect. And I think a little bit more pace down that right hand side could cause him all kinds of problems.
Okay,
good call, Rio. I forgot about Cornet, to be honest. Yeah.
There you go, CM. Hope that answers your question. What about yourself? Let us know. Who would you be looking to change? Anyone you'd like to see come on for the start of the second half? Let us know. Applies to everybody else. What would you do if you're David Moyes right now? Keep the answers clean, please, ladies and gentlemen. Couple of stats for you before we continue. Let's have a look at the overall halftime stats. Everton 55% possession to West Ham's 45. We've done the shots anyway. Everton, as you know, 2 shots, none on target. West Ham 4 shots, 2 on target. Those 2 shots on target for West Ham. A Paqueta header from a corner, which was fairly easy for Begovic, 27th minute, and then in the final minute of the first half, Kurt Zuma stooping low to divert a Cresswell cross into the arms of Bergovic from about 12 yards out. Neither goalkeeper tested at all in that first half. Another stat for you, someone we haven't really spoken about actually yet. We'll do that in just a minute. Declan Rice, the West Ham's captain. 100% long balls completed, 96% pass accuracy, 29 touches. 7 out of 8 final third passes completed, 3 out of 3 ground duels won, 3 out of 3 tackles won, 2 ball recoveries and 1 interception. Got under the radar a bit, isn't he? So far, no, that suggests he's had a pretty decent first half in the heart of our midfield.
Yeah, it's all those stats are all the sorts of things that don't catch the eye.
Yeah, sure, of course.
So, I mean, okay, the long balls, you know, a couple of those he's tried that have connected, but it's the sort of engine room of the game, isn't it? You know, getting in there, winning the ball, laying it off. So yeah, he's having a good game, but we just need someone to have that's the starting point of an attack. We just need somebody to sort of go through stages 2 and 3.
I guess the player in front of him, jumping there. The player that you'd be looking to bring into the game at that point is Lucas Paqueta. We've seen a lot more of him in this first half, haven't we, than we certainly did on Thursday night. Anyway, but it's not quite coming off for him at the moment. But are you kind of encouraged by what what you've seen of him today?
I want to see him be a little bit sharper, laying the ball off quicker. Have that sort of that presence of mind to be able to move the attack forward quicker. Looks very much what he is, a decent player who's coming to terms with how quick things are in the Premier League. Whenever there's an interview with any player who's come from overseas and all that, the first thing they say was nothing prepared me for the pace of the game over here. Yeah, and that's what it's looking like at the moment. On the plus side, he's doing some good, sort of defensive work. Sort of coming back and getting a foot in here and there, but good as that is, you want to see him. It's not quite what we've signed him for, really, is it? And want to see a bit more of him from a creative point of view.
Okay, good stuff. Rio wants to see a bit more in the final third from our Brazilian superstar. What's your view of that particular question? And
yeah, that's absolutely spot on. We brought him to, as Noam said, rightly so, to make the transition from defence to attack a lot more quicker, a lot more sharper, to be a threat in the final third. And he's spending far too much time picking the ball up from deep, putting in a few defensive shifts rather than getting forward. And when we pay big money for a player like we have with him, you want him to see him on the attacking part of the game rather than the defensive. Now, there's shoots of progress there, but getting grips to the Premier League, right, it's proving a little bit more trickier than we thought, I think. So I won't be surprised to see him taken off, to be honest, around the hour mark, because he's not having really much of an impact on the game at the moment.
All right, good stuff. We did ask the guys watching live on the stream if they'd consider changing at half time. Hobo's come back and said, I'll go for Skamaka on, Bowen off. So he'd be playing 2 up top, 4-Nails off and Cornet on. So double change for Hobo. Max Merritt also suggesting that 4-Nails time is up. With Cornet, his suggestion for coming in. And CD says Downs for Souček, which is an interesting suggestion. Let us know what you guys think. I'm going to throw one into the mix, actually. And I've been very critical of him in the past, but I think this is the sort of game that's tailor-made for someone like Said Benrahma to come on and run at them a little bit. So it'd be interesting to see what happens.
It's a different style of running at than Antonio, which is all. Yeah, it's like Sherman Tank coming towards you, whereas there's a little bit more guile. The only thing, and it's something we've often said about Benrahma, is his decision making. It's the laying off the ball when he should be keeping it, and vice versa. So, but teams are just out on the pitch at the moment. I'm just checking to see if there's any subs. Looks like there's no changes for either side at the moment. So we're all lined up and ready to start.
I think it's
just before. Well, sorry, Rio, go on.
He needs the ball into his feet at pace. If you give him time to think about things, that's where he lacks. If you give the ball into his feet pace-wise, and he can stack instinctively, he's a lot better player. And are we moving the ball quick enough at the moment? I don't think we really are.
Okay, there you go. Perfectly summed up, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for your comments. The second half is, in my stream, it's just about to kick off. It might have begun on yours.
We're our way now. 17, 18, 19 seconds in on my thing.
Okay, there you go. Everton nil, West Ham United nil at half time. All to play for. Big game this afternoon. 6-pointer. Neither side can really afford to lose this one. Let's hope the Hammers can come off stronger in this second 45. West Ham kicking from right to left on our screens, and well, I'd imagine everybody's screens, unless you're watching on some kind of bizarre reverse angle. But anyway, same
I can
11.
try and change my iPad round, but I think it auto-corrects itself, doesn't it? So
Yes, yeah. Well, I'm going to say no changes at half time for either team either. So it's pretty much as you were for both teams. CM pointing out, did Tevez struggle? Not quite sure what that's in reference to. CM, if you can no.
Sorry, just the ball was played in and Gray nearly got on the end of it, and he's gone down with a. Let's have a look through. Ball was played in from the left-hand side, and Zoom. I think Zuma got a touch on it, put it out for a corner, and Gray sort of came in behind, sort of slid in and collided a little bit with Fabianski. I think he might have hurt himself there. Not completely accidental, but it's an Everton corner.
Is there a call for? Is there a shout for a penalty from the fans there for the tackle by Kehrer on Gray? Is that what they're complaining about? I vaguely heard something in the background.
There's not a tackle at all.
No, there's nothing there. Is there? He's just gone over
behind him. No, I don't think anybody's really genuinely shouting for that. Corner comes
sure
across. They don't beat the first man, but Sufo does one of those, going to kick it with one leg, and it comes off the other, so it goes straight back out for another corner. Again, out on the left, Everton left. So I thought we should take it there, but just kicking a bit of rubbish away. Right,
nice to close up the back of Sufo's head for those on Hair Watch. We can add. And Rio, I think you're onto something there, mate.
yeah, I definitely am, mate. Also, if you just noticed slightly before that, when the two Everton players were kind of making sure they were both okay, we had the Grey Gordons there, which,
Yes, there you go. Another one where all the under 40s in the room are going.
Oh, yeah. Bowen just had a chance there, slice over the bar. Good work down left-hand side by Fornells and Aaron Creswell. Creswell delivers back to Fornells, who gets the cross in, but Bowen gets a little bit over the top of it and he goes over the bar.
Good move, though.
Well,
good move, that.
Well, that's what you were asking for, no, wasn't it, at half time? You said, you were talking about getting the ball forward a bit more quickly and being a bit more fluid. There's a perfect example of what we can do. Oh,
yeah, that was because it actually came as a result of eventually. I mean, we talked about it wasn't directly from their corner, but it was something that you kind of often seen from us, where we have a corner a couple of seconds later, it's we're 1-0 down or something.
Fornells for those of you who are interested, providing the cross there, pulling the ball back from the byline into the box for Jared Bowen. CM elucidating on that question about Tevez. He said, did he struggle with the pace of the Premier League? Well, I mean, I guess the fact that was it 26 games he went without scoring, if I remember rightly. Something like that would suggest that's definitely the case.
Yeah, so I think he took time to settle in. It wasn't just the football. It took time for him to sort of settle in, acclimatise to the country. Never mind that. Everton just had a shot that went straight at Fabianski. It was a save, but one that you or I would expect to make, sort of thing, straight at us from that angle. But again, counts as a shot on target. Just having a look now.
Yeah.
They're
first of the game.
Praise shot. Tries to curl it round, but it's really Fabianski taking his hands away and headed it away. Yeah.
Everton fans a little bit.
Fornells has just managed to tackle himself and put the ball out for a throw in. Oh no, that's it was Kehrer sort of half an interception, which prevented a dangerous move. We lost possession again, but we got it back now. So Kehrer was at the stretch there, and that did prevent a very dangerous position. Now Antonio on the left, got a bit of space. He's looking for help. Plays the ball in the middle. It's half cleared. It's with Fornells now. again, chips it in, and that's gone over everybody. That's going to go for a goal kick, I think. Yeah, Sufal tries to make something of it, but Gray shepherds it out easily. But, so, yeah, a little bit more urgency about things, but not matched by the quality, I think is probably the best thing to say.
Yeah, I think once again the game has started in a reasonably frenetic fashion, but yet Rio we're still suffering with a little bit of quality. Each side has had a decent chance, but Bowen's put his over the bar, and Gray made it rather too easy for Fabianski at the other end. But both sides looking lively still.
Yeah, very lively. Yeah, as you say, it's lacking a little bit of quality in front of goal at the moment. And there's been no real clear-cut chances, has there? It's always been kind of snapshots, headers from distance. No one's actually got inside the box and really delivered a telling chance.
Hmm.
We got a stoppage. Ouch. Antonio won a header in the air, and I'm sure that is that Cody in on his back. But basically, as Antonio headed it back, it was I'm not sure it was Cody or whatever, but a bit of a clash of heads. Antonio's up fine though, so yeah, it was Cody.
Cody, of course, the only player on a yellow card so far this afternoon, booked in the 28th minute for, ironically, perhaps, or coincidentally, maybe, not ironically, but the foul, almost identical position on Antonio. Just before the half-hour mark.
Oh. Everton just taking the lead. And of all people, Neil Mopay, who, as we know, at the time at Brighton, wasn't most prolific in front of goal. But good strike here. Let me see the build-up again before I actually describe it in any kind of detail. But yeah, we're 1-0 down.
Well,
I mean,
just
I think
looks a bit.
you've got to look. It's Paqueta failing to track the run of the midfielder coming through there. Just a little bit slow.
Just waiting for a replay.
Yeah, Paqueta lost his man. I think it's Iwobi lost in the middle. It's actually a really neat finish by Mopay. Got to give him credit there. He's beat Declan Rice, swiveled, fired home. It's a good strike. But it's the first target.
Rice got caught wrong side there, didn't he, as well?
Yeah.
Set up nicely for him, and good finish. Good finish.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Iwobi who's come through. Paqueta's just caught standing, really. Oh, it's a decent finish, but I'm just trying to see how many West Ham players are around Mopay. 1, 2, Kera. It's Kera. I don't want to be too critical. I don't want to be too critical of our German international, but yet again, he's in the thick of it when we've conceded a goal.
We can't be over end. Antonio just had it wasn't a clear header. We cut in from the right-hand side. Ball gets flicked into the box. Antonio with a flicked header, which doesn't really assess the keeper too much. But, at least we're back on the offensive.
Yeah,
West Ham are behind. Everton still looking for their first win of the season.
Great turn from Antonio there. Fornals tries to be too clever again at the end of the box, tries to thread it through 2 inches and with predictable results. Game's opening up a bit now because obviously we're having to push forward a bit. Oh, dangerous from Everton there. Ball played across, eluded everybody, played across from the left, and it's woken the game up if nothing else. But I think if the man in the middle had got onto that, he was offside, to be honest. So, so
Evan just forced another corner. Again, lack marking in the centre of midfield. Soucek seeing lose his man. Mopay another strike, and he's flicked off a defender for the corner. But we're not picking up the players in the right areas at the moment, not tracking the runs, which is a worry.
Yes, very concerning. you don't want to contemplate, the possibility of defeat, but that's where West Ham are heading at the moment, unless we can find something at the other end. And this has been our problem, hasn't it? I mean, take away the 12 goals in the 4 European games, domestically, we're not scoring enough goals.
Yeah.
And, it's no different today, unfortunately.
They're not creating enough clear-cut chances. That's the main problem, I think, for me.
Creating it, have we?
Yeah, we're not creative enough at the moment. We're not clinical enough when we do get the chances. Again, we just wasted a chance there. Right-hand side, ball falls to Jarrod Bowen. Instead of trying to pull the ball back, admittedly, it's a little bit crowded. He goes for goal and it hits Everton legs.
Antonio pulled back to create a little bit of space there, hadn't he?
Yeah. But everything seems too rushed, too hasty, and a little bit too selfish at times. And we don't need that. We need a bit of composure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, a bit of space on the left now for Cresswell to get to the box. Tries to get the cross in, but is blocked. So we've got another corner. 9 Graham?
Yep, that'll be number 9.
One's got to stick, surely.
Eventually. The law of averages says one's got to go. Is this it?
Graphics guy that says 2 seasons ago we scored loads of goals from set plays. I'm just reminded that bowling, the guys that used to sit next there, we always said we never score from corners. We beat the first man, but the second man is right behind him and he clears, so doesn't get into the box. And the ball's now played all the way back to Fabianski. We've got to do something better with these corners, surely.
Yeah, that's poor. That's poor. No real threat.
And
it's not like we haven't got big men in there. You've got Zuma in there. You've got Souček in there.
Double change on its way. Kevin Nolan's there with his tablet. Ben Rama and Cornet. So Moyes giving final instructions. Remains to see who comes off.
I'd actually wager it could be Fornells and possibly Paqueta.
Yeah. Possibly Bowen.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be a little bit harsh on Bowen. For me, he's looks perhaps our liveliest player this afternoon, without doing a great deal, but at least he's threatened a little.
Bit of a lull in play there because Tarkowski was down in the box, but restarted with a drop ball. He didn't need treatment. Nice ball played in to Antonio, who then loses it. Time and time again, promising positions. Go begging. Now we've got Iwobi, who's got
man over. Gordon's at the end. Lucky it was over it.
Yeah. Offside in there as well by the looks of things. Just having a look now. Well, Iwobi wasn't. Can't see that. I don't think Iwobi was offside there, was it? I mean, the flag went out. Yeah.
The first phase of play, I don't think it wasn't offside.
I couldn't see that either. The guy that he overhit to was Gordon was there. I thought maybe the camera angle was deceptive, but odd one there.
While we're waiting to find out who the subs are, I can tell you that goal by Maupay was his first goal since the 12th of February 2022. Scoring for Brighton against Watford, Rio.
Yeah, ball just worked away into the box again. Jarrod Bowen had a snapshot. Again, hits Everton legs. Again, we've been better trying to find another player. Or again, looked all a bit too hasty for me and all a bit too, as if we are in desperate measures. A few clear heads they need out there. Everything is too snapshot and there's no decisiveness, no incisiveness either.
Yeah, he you could tell by his reaction, Bo, in there, that he felt he should have done a lot better with that chance. But anyway, we're 2/3 of the way through the game. Hour gone. Everton lead West Ham by 1-0. The Hammers desperately need a goal here because this is one game we do not want to lose. Well, you don't want to lose any, let's be honest, but this would be this would leave us in some considerable trouble, I think it's fair to say.
I think Bowen had no options on there, Real. I can't see who he was going to give it to.
Yeah.
He had to get the shot, and it beat the first player that was in front of him. It was cleared from in front of the keeper. So whether or not the keeper might have saved that, I don't know.
Fornells and Paqueta have come off. I can tell you that much.
I was going to say, yeah. Right. Cornet just gets pulled down. Yeah, referee spotted it. Those sly little tugs, but it's a yellow card as well. See who the perpetrator was. We tried to go away quickly, but the perpetrator's obviously got a long name, and well, it's Gordon. It shouldn't take you that long to spell Gordon, but. Mind you, a number of people who misspell my name when they're sending emails to me and things like that. It's not that hard. It's only 6 letters.
I think that interesting. That yellow card.
Sorry?
Insert your own joke here.
Yeah.
Both of those yellow cards seem to have taken almost in exactly the same place on the pitch, funnily enough, which an interesting little aside, perhaps. Yeah. Maybe not.
It's obviously some definition of the word interesting, of which I've been previously unaware, Gray, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah, well, this is the problem. Unfortunately, we haven't had much else to cheer about, have we, this afternoon? No, we're struggling, unfortunately, for things to... But anyway, West Ham, David Moyes has pulled the trigger, a couple of substitutions. As we said, Fornells and Paqueta replaced by Cornet and Ben Rama. Hopefully one of these two guys can do something, because... I'm beginning to fear a little bit for Moisey if we lose this one today. Not in terms of an imminent sacking, but I think the calls are going to start to become not quite deafening, but rather loud anyway. From the kind of fan that
get louder and louder, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially
instant gratification being the order of the day.
Whole week where there's going to be no football, so there's no football to distract people that do those calls. It's well, Everton doing well, just keeping possession at the moment. We're not doing enough to try and get it back off them. I mean, it's been sort of a long way upfield, and with nothing happening, it goes back to the halfway line.
Just going back quickly, gentlemen, to those substitutions. Just a quick word about Paqueta. Doesn't really been involved today, and I just wonder if Moyes is playing him in the right position at the moment, whether or not instead of playing in front of Rice and Souček, he should be playing instead of Souček, sitting alongside Declan Rice in that number 8 role that we're led to believe he's particularly proficient in, and has been for Lyon and Brazil in the past. Any thoughts on that?
Well, before we come at that, Gray's just gone down the left and fizzed the ball low across the box. And in commentator terms, nobody bought a ticket, and it just fizzed wide of the left-hand post. So, Paqueta, where do we play him?
Has he been played in the right position at the moment?
I think he is when he's got the pace of the game. When he's got used to it. Now, at the moment, when he gets the ball, as we said, he's too ponderous on it. Where he's been playing in the past, he can take 2 or 3 touches, and that's simply not going to happen. He's got to learn that that's not the case. When he does twig that, I think we've got a player there. But I guess it's how long do you give him?
Yeah, Rio, any thoughts on that? Is he being played in the right position at the moment?
I'd rather see him play further forward at the moment until he gets to the Premiership. And I also can't see Moyes disrupting that Rice-Souček combination. I know
Yeah.
it's not firing this season, but again, he likes his tried and trusted people, doesn't he?
Mhm.
And if you disrupt that, you also take away the aerial threat from Souček, on set pieces. I just don't think he wants to disrupt that. I think he sees the problems further forward on the pitch in terms of creating transition. I just don't think he's going to disrupt the two. And I think he wants to play Paqueta far further forward than he's probably used to.
Yeah, I just wonder if that's a slight. I mean, I agree. I think he's set on maintaining that Rice-Souček partnership in the middle, but I just wonder if perhaps the issue is that they've never had any competition since we, started playing there on a regular basis together. And I just wonder perhaps if maybe just giving Paqueta the odd, chance. We know it's a position he enjoys, breaking forward from the centre of midfield, rather than playing, behind the striker. It's not his ideal position, although of course he has played there plenty of times. But anyway, we shall see. I think you're right. I think the problem Moyes has got, he's still, even though we've spent a lot of money, still hasn't established what his favoured front four are, assuming we're playing this, 4-2-3-1 formation or a sole striker, which is a problem. Ben Ramos keeps coming in and, playing in fits and starts, has one good game for every awful game. Bowen, he's not been at the races this season. Fornell's another one very similar. So it's a bit difficult, but let us know what you think. Anyway, you guys watching on the stream, what do you think the answer is? Or is there an answer? Have we got the right personnel at all? 67 minutes gone, Everton 1, West Ham United 0.
With due sense of foreboding, I beg to announce another corner to West Ham.
Number 10, corner in double figures.
Cresswell's on it, just lining himself up.
This is the one.
Usual jostling for position. And nearly. Well, it was near postish sort of thing. And Rice, I think, was it Rice got a header on it? Is that right?
Yeah, definitely a header, flicked on. No one has seen the far post.
It was Souček, and he's headed it from the corner of the 6-yard box, and it's gone just a couple of feet wide. Given another corner, I didn't see a touch on that. And what's happened there? That's one of those ones where you automatically shout for a penalty, whether it is or not. It sort of came off a player, so I didn't see that being a corner, to be honest. But
no way.
We've just run it out for a goal kick. I didn't think it was a corner, but I'd say it came across and lots of. Well, we're making another move. Skamaka is sitting there with a bottle of water, and Nolan is showing him stuff again on the tablet.
One wrapped in translator.
Yeah. Hopefully, look, their goal, put ball in goal. Yeah.
11 corners for West Ham now.
Yeah, and only 2 of them really have we looked in any way dangerous, and that was by far and away the closest we've come from a corner. Anyway, pretty much the closest we've come all game. And
Rob Waldron says, I don't think Moyes knows his best team, and he's reverting to safety first, and that's not working. Going back to what we were saying a few moments ago.
Cornet wears one. Lays the ball off, and Antonio's coming off, so we're going perhaps a slightly different. I'm
a bit surprised at that.
Yeah, a couple of times Antonio
their back line quite well.
Yeah.
It's been causing a few issues. I would rather have seen the 2 on the same pitch at the same time, but no.
Yeah, but then I suppose, Cody and Tarkowski are not noted for their subtlety, as is like Antonio isn't either. And kind of maybe Antonio's the sort of player it's meat and drink to him to a certain degree. Skamaka might present a slightly different challenge.
Nice little interplay already from Skamaka in the first instance.
And we're just having the applause now for Her Majesty. just as we've won a corner. So don't know what I do here. Do you want to keep quiet a bit? Or?
That might be difficult if we score, but let's see how we go.
Oh,
That's corner number 12, I think.
yeah.
There's a B-side to Louis Vega song, wasn't it?
Well, the minute's gone anyway, and again, we looked slightly dangerous. It didn't look comfortable dealing with it, but got away in the end. And
Begovic flapping again, Rio, a little bit by the looks of it. On that
Yeah,
corner.
yeah. We've really
Still
got to
not
try and
really-
exploit this a little bit better. But at the moment, Everton look reasonably comfortable. When they break away, they're going to just kill the game and knocking the ball around nicely. And I just fear for us because we do look a bit suspect when they break. Just make a muscle there.
Going back to Begovic, apparently this is the third first-team game he's played in the last 5 years. So maybe that would
nice work
give
if
some
you get it.
yeah, as to why he's struggling a little bit and not looking, 100%.
I wonder. I mean, do they play in like development squad games? I mean, some of them must do, I suppose, but it's where do they get game time?
Does make you wonder. Another stat for you: Neil Maupay has ended his longest ever run of Premier League appearances without a goal. It's 12 games without a goal prior to today. Interestingly, he's started 3 games against West Ham in all his Premier League career for Brighton and Everton. Scored in every one so far, 3 out of 3. So another Lukaku by the looks of things coming up.
I'll add him to the list. Leon Osman,
Yes.
Bernie Slaven, Romelu Lukaku. You just know they're going to score against us.
Who's the lad at Preston who always used to score against us? Oh, Ricardo. Was it Fuller? Ricardo Fuller?
Ricardo Fuller, yeah, Stoke and Preston.
What
Always-
on earth was that?
What's
We
his
just
name?
had a throw in and we just thrown it away.
Oh, the not the centre half.
No, the centre forward of Brighton who also scored against us.
The tall
Murray.
Yeah, Murray.
Neil Murray.
Glenn Murray.
Neil Murray's the bassist with various heavy rock bands, including Whitesnake for a while.
Yeah, he was a better player than Glenn Murray.
That's the one.
So we've had so far Shalimar, Whitesnake. Now what can we do here? We want the ball back here, edge of the box, shot. Oh, we hit the post. Oh, how's your luck? Ben Rama, there was a loose ball. Ben Rama got on the end of it, took it forward 20 yards, curled shot. Begovic just watched it go by, and it just came back off the inside of the post. Have a look. Oh,
He channeled his in Alan Ruff there, didn't he? Just watch that sail past him.
slight little flick off the defender, challenging the defender there. So, well, that should give you some sort of hope. Gordon, who Oliver couldn't spell earlier on, has come off. McNeil's on for him. Interesting. Ben Rama's given away a needless foul. Interesting hand up in the air there from an Everton defender when the throw-in came in, claiming for offside, which I know they like tinkering with the rules, but the laws, but being offside from a throw-in is one that they haven't quite got round to yet.
Change for the home side. Neil on for Gordon.
Yeah, I said that. Pay attention.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was writing. I was writing. That their first change, I think that is, isn't it? Their first substitution of the day to West Ham's 3.
I think so. Yeah, I can't think of another one.
Lovely effort that from Ben Rama. He got a great view of it from that.
Yeah. It's taken a little flick off the challenging defender or not. Here we go again. Oh, that was just things aren't running for us at the moment. there was a ball played in. Now Skamaka let it run, and I think it'd have been better off taking it on, and it didn't go through to was it corner outside him, but and then when the ball came back, we were an inch away from getting it back again. I've got a horrible feeling it might be one of those days.
A horrible thing. Could be one of them seasons. It's not the first time we've hit the inside of the post, is it, this season?
No,
And not got the rebound flight in the back of the net. Is it our turn again?
I'm not sure. Apparently I've just had a message. I'm the host now. So, I don't know what that means, but I guess it means Graham's gone for go for a pee or something. As we lose the ball out on the left, this is looking dangerous. Oh, that shot from the edge of the box now. Now a little challenge in there that looked a little bit iffy. And let's have a look at. So ball comes in from the left. Sort of rides the challenge a little bit. I don't think there's a little touch on the ball, wasn't there?
Yeah,
From,
just enough.
Just enough on the ball there for it to not be a penalty. But when you see players go down in the box, yeah, he's got the ball. Got the ball. It's he catches the player on the follow through, which is like completely accidental. Shot came out the edge of the box, just went over the top. And the message from the bosses: he's just lost all power at home. That's what comes of living up in the wild. So I don't know if you can get us on the phone, Graham, but yeah, we'll keep things going. Don't worry till you get a shilling for the meter.
The team trained squirrels in Lincolnshire furiously trying to generate the dynamo.
Yeah, yeah, hamster in a wheel. Yeah. Just showing a goal again, and yeah, we really didn't get close enough to Mope.
Seriously, assaulting the corner flag in a
just sort of gone close up on a couple of women in at Goodison Park. I'm not going to say anything, but
I can quote another band while we're here.
Yeah,
look like one of the rejects from Fuzzbox who didn't get through the audition.
yeah. Yes, possibly the kindest thing. That's a little bit kinder than what was going through my mind anyway. But no, I mean, these politically correct days, I'm not going to say anything. So, right, we've got the ball and we're obviously probing. We've got 12 minutes plus stoppage to go. Cornet now tries to find some room on the left, but loses the ball. This is it. As do Everton, though. That's good work by Ben Rama to nip in and nip the ball off there. And we go again. But we've got to make this possession count, really.
Again, Ben Rama looks better in a cameo than he does from the start.
Yeah. Rice tries to thread through Ben Rama and just goes through at the keeper. And then another Everton player goes down. That is. It's our mate Onana, who's got split ends, maybe. I don't know.
Another band reference, nice one.
Yeah. Two jokes for the price of one there.
Substitution as well.
Yeah, the split ends, who's one of whose guitarists played in goal for us back in the day at the age of 17, Neil Finn, and So yeah, all these references are really sort of keeping the kids tuned in, aren't they?
Oh yeah, we know our audience.
Yeah, personally, both of them. Everton about to make another change. I think they'll probably wait to see how Onana is. He's got a ice pack on his thigh there, rubbing with there. Really don't know what happened there. He sort of seemed to, cleared the ball, came running away, and then just suddenly threw himself to the floor. But the physio's given the thumbs up. So So Decore, who was a doubt for this one, is about to come on. I don't know if Onana's going off permanently. The
It
physio
would be a
did give the
lot-
physio did give the thumbs up.
I've not seen
so-
enough from him today to like really kind of justify why we were chasing him that hard. Not been entirely impressed with him at all, to be honest.
Yeah,
Bit
so,
of the dynamism maybe, but again, would he have disrupted the Suchek Rice fulcrum?
yeah.
Really-
Gray is the one who's actually coming off, and for Decore. So Onana will be back on the pitch as soon as play restarts, and it's hobbling a bit still, but doesn't look that happy. But can't be anything that serious because physio wouldn't let him play on. So right, well we're 9 minutes, 8.5 really left. Still 1-0. Closest we come to scoring, Ben Rama, a few minutes back, curling a shot against the post, which hit the inside the post and sort of came out. Other than that, that's probably the closest we looked. Everton looking fairly comfortable for their 1-0 lead at the moment.
Yeah, Skamaka's come on, and we've not fed him at all. He's
No.
not one of the strikers like
It isn't. Yeah.
will go looking for the ball, looking to create chances himself. He's someone who feeds off the way that the rest of the team are playing, and we're just not delivering in that respect. We're not giving him the opportunity to score.
Now
Right.
Rice can go
Searching
bursting
forward.
out from midfield, and we've got the ball out left to Cornet, who's again they're double teaming him, and he feigns to cross, doesn't get the cross in. Oh, somehow finds his way through to Skamaka at the back post, but he can't bring it down. See, Cornet would. I think Skamaka touched that, which is a shame if he'd left it go. That would be a corner, but when it's not your day, it's not your day.
Yeah.
As might be expected, Begovic taking his time now over this with 7 minutes left plus stoppage. Remains to be seen how much is added on for those. We had a couple of minutes there with Onana and his ice pack. Nice little header down there from Ben Rama, flicks it onto Rice. Cornet gets the shot in and it's tipped over by Begovic. Shot on target, and again, it's a good save, but it's one you kind of expect a keeper to make, to be honest.
Better, nice little interplay. Ben Rama again at the start of it.
Lovely
Feeding-
flick into the path of Rice, but very powerful shot from Cornet. But corner to West Ham, which with Graham not